Live tape testing again. This is just to prove that once it did load from tape, that's it, it's loaded now. Although the sound seems to have stopped working. Okay, maybe it just mutes the sound down to 1. Lovely game, sir. The chair is collapsing. I was doing better when it loaded the first time. Now I've got this far on one life when it first loaded. I didn't see that one. Oh man, I was 6,900 points away from another life. Yeah, I was doing terribly there. I think because my mate Jim Beam come round. But anyway, actually I don't want this Orangina Mark II rubbish copy. I think I'll have me tea. Yes, sir. Alright, well, interesting. One, I love Space Pilot. I'd forgotten how much I love Space Pilot because I couldn't bring myself to turn off the machine, especially once I realised it had, it hadn't crashed, nothing funny had happened. So this has loaded 100%. I can't remember if I tried the other side. I don't think I did, but the battery warning was, going on the old camera LCD. But I can almost remember playing Time Pilot in the arcade just by playing this. There is slowdown, and yeah, there is slowdown, as there's no getting away from that. Someone did post some machine code to adapt it so it'd run 25% faster on the Commodore 128 in C64 mode. I cannot find that. It was on an old forum. Someone I was talking about Space Pilot, and someone said, well, why don't you do it? I said, well, I'm not a machine code programmer. And they were like, oh right, I thought you were. I was like, nah, you got me confused with someone else, I said to him. And he was like, because he posted like some assembly language to put into Vice after the game had run, and and then run the game. Well, just go back to where you were, exit the machine code monitor, whatever. I can't find that post because in there is something that would be really good. Problem is that you couldn't save snapshots back then, and I'm not even sure if you can convert Vice snapshots. But yeah, no, this is actually a great game. Slowdown, yeah, there is slowdown, and it is very noticeable. Well, I just like to think of it as arcade slowdown in quotes, which is what Konami did on some of their games on purpose. When you get to a particularly tricky level, it goes into like bullet time mode, even though it predates the Matrix and the Wachowski sisters. I think they're related. So yeah, it's kind of like that. You have to think of it like, on other computers that don't have hardware sprites that slow down when there's a lot going on. So this is a level I wanted to get to. You get the UFOs. It's actually a really good level. You can't crash into the asteroids. So it's just set the volume to like 1. I can still hear the warbling noise. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I can't really remember it, but I have remembered that probably in the first 5 games that I purchased, Space Pilot is going to be in there. I can't remember what the other one was now. But Space Pilot is definitely in there. Oh, Manic Miner, of course. Because Manic Miner came out for the C64 around the time I got a C64. So, Anirog Scramble is a 1983 game, so I could easily have bought that as well. So, potentially my first 5 games on the C64 were Xylogon, which is shit, Punchy, and then it's going to be possibly Manic Miner, Space Pilot, and Anirog Scramble. I'll have to have a look at what games were actually around at that time. But yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good hello to the C64. I think Hunchback came out in the spring or summer of '84, so I wouldn't have had that until later. Although that is an early game. But yeah, I was pretty happy with my C64. I must admit. You're not happy watching this shit.